Hello, everybody. It's meteorologist Hutch Johnson, and our weather is going to be milder before it gets wilder. A quick glance at that 7-day shows the story. We're watching the system for the late weekend ahead. Details are coming up right now. But first, my friends at Robert Gibb and Sons want you to know that you should see if you are eligible for up to a $2,000 tax credit rebate on select upgraded heating systems. Call Robert Gibb and Sons today. Remember, 110 plus years of service to our community. Let them know that Hutch sent you when you call. Let's take a look at what's going on right now because it is beautiful out there, sun and shining. And we do have some showers of much needed rain passing through the western part of the Dakotas heading into the 5 o'clock hour. The yellows that you see here out to the west, not far from the I-94 corridor, just off to the west of the Bismarck-Mandan area, south of Hebron, and south to and west of New Salem, Sioux, a heavier batch of showers. Now, as we tilt this back and slide our way up into Newtown, we're seeing some heavier showers up on the north shore and the north side of Lake Sakakawea heading into the evening. So some of this is indeed wetting the ground, and that's much needed. It's moved out of some of the drought areas, but we do have a chance for more in the forecast. So a few areas are going to get some precipitous precipitation heading into the evening. Not a lot of this is reaching the ground in the eastern third of North Dakota. Here is a look at your temperatures now as we head into your evening drive. If you're just logging on and you're checking out Hutch's weather, thanks for watching. Here is a tale of the tape. If you have a question, let me know. Interactive weather is the way to go. Look at the 60s sliding into the picture out in Glendive, Montana, Beach, North Dakota, 66. Well, that's the fix. 63 in Miles City, Montana, with 59 in Bismarck here in the Red River Valley. Temperatures holding in the 40s. Now, we have a little more snow to melt in Fargo-Moorhead. That's keeping our temperatures just a little bit cooler there, Nathan. Thanks for watching from the Fargo-Moorhead area. Also, 48 in Grand Forks, 45 up in Thief River Falls. Look at the 30s up there north of the War Road and Badette areas right now. Bemidji, your temperature at this particular hour, chiming in here in Park Rapids at 45. Let's see if we can get Bemidji to pop up. We may have an instrument problem out there at this particular time. Wahpeton, Breckenridge, 45 degrees. Now, we do have dry vegetation out there. Many of the Minnesota counties have burning concerns out there, so be very, very careful as the winds are expected to pick up over the next couple of days. Here is a look at some of the wind speeds across the area right now, gusting to nearly 30 miles per hour across parts of the valley, but that is bringing the heat into the area. Now, we have had some beautiful temperature changes here in the area over the last little bit. Let's take a look at these temperature changes here across our region over the last 24 hours. Now, as we look at what it looked like yesterday, we do see our temperatures have climbed up significantly, but our colors aren't loaded here, so we'll just have to believe that our temperatures are going in the right direction. Now, let's take a look at our forecast because many of you are wondering what's going on with this chance of snow. I said milder before wilder. Here's what we know. First and foremost, we do have temperatures that will be rising into the 50 to 60 degree range. Notice a little bit of a setback on Thursday. The weather wiggle we see off to the west that will bring some showers overnight and sprinkles here and there into tomorrow will be working its way through. North winds behind us cool us off a bit into the 50s, but not bad. Sunocalypse for your Friday expected out there. Clarine, hi, good to see you on board. Thanks for watching on Hutch's Facebook channel. 70 degrees though. Sweet, sweet and breezy 70. Wow, start to the weekend looking good. Now, increasing clouds, spotty showers, and some thunder. Heavy showers developing out in the western part of North Dakota and eastern Montana. I'll detail this. Models are changing their minds every day with this system, so there is a ton of uncertainty. But here's what we do know. Some areas could get some very measurable snow on Monday. The best chance will be in our northern counties. Stacy, great to see you joining. Appreciate it very much. Brad for watching as well. Reporting 50 in Cullum. Good to have you there. A little bit of a breeze, but it makes it feel like 40. We'll take it, says Brad, and so will I. We're going to be back down to around that 40 on Monday, but after 70-degree day, it's not going to feel very awesome. Steady temperatures for many of us. Let me show you the differences that we're seeing in the model. And to do this, I hope you don't mind, we're going to start with the American model. It's the one that has really gotten robust on this particular system. Now, much of the data I showed you yesterday was from the European model. We'll visit that one here momentarily, but here's what we got. This system working its way through. Quiet this week. Now, here's our little weather wiggle working its way through as we go through your hump day. Not much there. Spitz as a little clipper works its way through as well on Wednesday. So a couple of systems pass through the next couple of days, but they're fast moving, really just slaps in the face at best. South winds really load the temperature, load the gun with moisture from the central plains, and that's going into Saturday. That's going to provide us with the heat is on kind of weather. Snow developing in the mountains, that's to be expected, but here on the plains and where we have the warm air, showers and thunderstorms developing Sunday. So Sunday, passing clouds, passing showers. On the south side, we'll be in the sun here and warming, and we will have a chance for some depending on the models you look at, some strong thunderstorm potential as this system works its way through. Now, look at what's going on out in Montana. See that low there? There's another one here, kind of a double-barreled low. Look at that heavy batch of snow working its way through. This model is really, the American model, really staying robust with the snow north of Highway 200, we'll call it. Heavy bands of snow and wind. And look at how heavy it gets here. That's convective-style snow as that low pressure really deepens. If that were to happen, we'll have a smorgasbord of snow. They'll have sidewalk sales on snow up in the Northern Valley along Highway 2, Highway 5 in North Dakota, Highway 11 in Minnesota. Now, that system will wind its way through that by Monday morning, we could even get some cold north winds bringing a few flying flakes to northern parts of Minnesota and the southern Red River Valley. That's the American model. I don't like the American model, and oftentimes it does overblow some of these systems. So we'll balance that out with a quick look at the European model. This one shows thunderstorm chances strong to severe, not out of the question as we go from Saturday night and into Sunday morning. The low pressure moves through. You can see all green here. That's rain for Sunday morning. So it stays rain on the plain and not mainly in Spain. We're talking about North Dakota and Minnesota here, not changing over till a mix of precipitation until we get to Sunday night and Monday morning. So again, the timing on this is going to be Saturday night and Sunday morning showers and storms, wrap around rain with the European model. But remember, just 24 hours ago, this storm was advertising healthy snow as well. Here, it's changing it over to snow once it gets up into Ontario. So north of Thunder Bay and those areas having a better chance of some snow shower activity. One thing we know for sure, some good and solid moisture amounts are in the forecast with this. So a snapshot of the system, we'll use the European here for our snapshot, showing showers as we go into our Monday morning and Sunday evening time frame. And then moisture precipitation amounts updated for you. This is a look at the European model, which is still saying over 4/10 of an inch of precipitous precipitation in the northern one half of North Dakota is possible. Some could see as many as 1.5 inches or maybe a little more. If we get some thunder showers, we'll have spotty areas picking up some significant moisture here across southern and central Minnesota, but likely more stable. Soggy doggy kind of weather as we go up into parts of northern Minnesota, where we could have rainfall amounts, liquid equivalent moisture amounts, upwards of 3/4 of an inch to over 1.5 inches for some areas. Southern Valley, Jamestown, Valley City, Fargo, and down south, lower precipitation amounts. Clint, good to have you on board from Yellowstone, 52 degrees and heading home. Are you in Yellowstone National Park? Thanks for checking in. That's just awesome, Clint. You should post a picture on hutchesweather.com if you get a chance. I grew up in Billings. I love my Montana views. St. Hilaire, Leora, thanks for watching, and avoid those icy roads. Oh, it says, question, enjoying today, wishing rain tomorrow instead of snow, late enough to avoid icy roads. I hope that it is going to be that way. And again, there's some cold ground up in northern Minnesota where you're watching from in St. Hilaire, but not that cold. So I'm hoping we'll avoid those roads as well. Jeraine, hi, thanks for watching. Is there more snow for Otter Tail County? Right now, I think the southern half of our viewing area is looking at rain. But if we compare these models here real quickly, let's take a look at a couple of things of note. European model says, nah, we ain't seeing nothing for snow but a few hiccups until we get into north central Minnesota. And that would mean a few flying flakes here or there where you see the gray colors. Look at the difference between the American model. So what does a meteorologist do? Do we flip a quarter? Do we say, no, we don't. We know the American model tends to kind of overdo some things. And let me highlight that just for one moment if I can. This is the snowfall potential. If you look at some of these numbers on here, 12 to 20 inches of snow advertised by the American model. I call this the American model's gone wild. However, it's the second straight day with a consistent forecast from the American model of heavy snow along the international border. It's the European model that's changing its mind today. So I will keep you apprised. We'll keep our eyes on that. Remember, as we go through the rest of the week, we're mild, and then we transition to a little more wild, but much needed moisture could be on the way as we go through. Your summary then for your hump day looks a little bit like this. If there are no more questions, we'll go ahead and rock and roll and get to it. For tonight, overnight low temperatures should be below freezing as we go from Bemidji and points north and east. A little bit of this rain that's making its way through the west. Notice these surface temperatures here staying at or above freezing for most areas, with the exception of you folks with the deep snow. So if you have more than 4 or 5 inches of snow on the ground, or 3 inches of snow still remaining, that's where we may have to worry about it. Where is that, you say? I have your answer. We'll use visible satellite look to take a look at that standing band of snow that persists across west central Minnesota. This is basically from Lakes Country, Mahnomen County, northern Becker County, all the way through Otter Tail County, wrapping its way around into Lake Traverse area. And we do have some snow on the ground in the James River Valley as well remaining from the storm. And I know I can look out my window and see a few shady areas around my lawn here in the Fargo-Moorhead area that still have some flakiness around there. Jeraine, thank you very much. So next storm system working its way through now. See the bright white clouds here. Visible satellite imagery has a lovely feature that allows us to see the texture of these cumulus clouds forming out here. See the lumpy bumpies? So that really does help us see the type of clouds, high thin clouds versus lumpy bumpy cumulus style clouds. Those are the ones dumping down a little bit of the precipitous precipitation out to the west. So that's what's going on right now. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Remember, as the wild weather does ensue, your day tomorrow looks to be pretty good. We're going to improve on today's temperatures, and in Fargo-Moorhead, we're going to be close to 50 to 55 degrees. We'll see some mid-40s out around there with those showers passing through, hit and miss style. I can't rule out some showers in Minnesota, so if you do have areas where that ground is still covered with snow, yes, there could be slippery decks, overpasses, but we'll take the moisture. Sunset tomorrow on your hump day afternoon, 8:08 tomorrow evening, and we will have more of a west-northwesterly wind that could be gusting as high as 30 miles per hour. Some clearing out in the west will allow temperatures in places like Glendive, Montana, Webo, Montana, to be in the 60s to near 70 degrees. Same thing for Buffalo, South Dakota, heading down into Belle Fourche and Rapid City. So it looks beautiful in western parts of the Dakotas and into eastern Montana and Wyoming. That is a look at that. The 7-day review one more time before we lay it to rest. 50s the next couple of days, a little bit of a setback as we go into Thursday. After that, warmer weather does return. So after spending days in the 30s for highs, we now get to see a little bit of taste of spring. Look at that Saturday. Super Saturday, 70 degrees. That would be our first 70 of the season here in the FM area. Thanks for watching. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson thanking each and every one of you for clicking on the follow button on my Facebook page. Pound that subscribe button right here on YouTube. I'd love to have you be a subscriber here. It's free. You can click the little dingle bell on there and get notifications of when I'm going live. We'll see you a little bit later. We'll take another look at the forecast details. And again, thanks for following me here on Hutch's Weather.